Lord, I gotta find my. I'm gonna wait a few minutes. Okay. Um, I am trying to get my screen to share with you guys so that you can see um the videos and stuff. So, give me just a second. Let me try to see if I can get my screen to start sharing. Okay, so real quick, while I'm trying to do that, I'm gonna talk while I'm trying to get this set up. Um, Again, thank you for everyone who has watched the previous videos, and a lot of people have contacted me privately, asked a few more questions, um, expressed their concern. Um, they have prayed with me and for me and my daughter, and have checked on us often. Um, as it says in the title, this is not going to be very quick, very long, because actually this person is, through all the midst of everything that they've done, they're actually irrelevant to the case because they were not there, nor did they live there. So they had no part in the actual assault that took place. You know how you have that one relative, and that relative knows everything, they know how to do everything, they're like the coolest auntie that you could ever have, and that was the auntie that let you do everything that your mom or the other aunts wouldn't do. Well, that's who Daisy Darby Lane is. She is the youngest of 7 kids, and she was, growing up, my favorite aunt. I told her everything. We did everything together. Um, for lack of a better word, she knew where all my bodies was buried. I told her everything, things that I could not even tell my mom, things I couldn't tell nobody but God. She knew. Whenever I would move away, she would always know where we are. She would always be the one who knew that we were safe. I took what she said, I took her insight, and I took her guidance, and it used to mean the world to me until I got older and realized exactly what she was doing. Um, to call her two-faced is, it may be wrong, but there's no other way for me to call it. She would say certain things to me and lead me to believe that she was truly on my side, and she truly understood where I was coming from, and yet she would go back and she would tell other stuff to other family members, and vice versa. So she was the person that I realized I could not trust with anything that I said, because eventually got back to my mom. She knew everything. The family knew. She was that person. She proved to be very untrustworthy. And as I said before, She was not at the house the day that the assault took place. She does not live on the property or at the house, nor did she own the house or the property at the time of the assault. I have, I can't get my thing to share yet, so I'm going to upload a lot of this stuff. This is my evidence against them. All of this. Binders and books and just everything. This is all my evidence against them. I have it labeled. I have it sectioned out according to the title. So this is just some of it that pertains to her. What I'm going to try to show, if I can't get it to share my screen, I'm going to upload a lot of this stuff. Keep in mind, even though they did not respect me in any way, shape, form, or fashion, I am going to be presenting documents that I have redacted their addresses and phone numbers. So let it be known that I can respect all of them, even though they have not respected me. So just to make this a little quick, I'm going to read the notes that I had in court that their crooked lawyer would not allow me to read, as you can see. And it's going to go line by line with regards to both my protective order against her and her protective order against me. Before the assault took place, there were several things that happened. She played a part in stealing electricity, covering it up, lying to both CPS and Adult Protective Services. They just kind of put a pacifier on everything. And even though she was telling me, just be patient, just wait, just this, just that, she was plotting, for lack of a better word, and doing all the things that she could possibly do, crooked and underhanded, that she could do to me and my daughter. She was the one that was inspirational in, or she was the one that actually came and boarded up the laundry room door. She was the one that actually let me know that I was going to be paying the electricity bill for everyone on the property. She was the one that was making all these statements that just wasn't true. So I'm going to read this, and as I start reading it, I'm going to refer to some of the pages that I have and some of the pictures. Until I can get my screen to share, I'm going to post the picture. I'm just going to hold it up so you can see it. Again, my binder. Daisy Lane filed a protective order against my daughter and I out of retaliation for the protective order I filed against her on behalf of my daughter and I. This is Daisy Darby's protective order against us. As you can see, the name is on there. But this is Daisy Darby's protective order against us. I had to go to court for it. As you can see, it says Daisy Darby on the paperwork against me. Okay? So in her order, this is her handwriting. This is when it was filed. Okay? She states, so not only did she do the protective order for her, she decided to put everybody on her protective order. She wanted everybody. Now, keep in mind, these two people are her children. These two people are her grown children. And I mean 30 and above. And not only are they her grown children who do not live with her, they live out of state. One lives in Denver, one lives in Denver, Colorado at the time of this accident, and the other one lived in Austin, but traveled a lot. So Why she would put them on there, I'm not quite sure. The other people are her siblings who all played a role in what she was doing. So as you can see on here, it says other court cases. She put on there the eviction of me and all active occupants. Okay? But not only did she do that, but under number 7, it says family violence and other criminal cases. She put on there terroristic threat, assault, eviction, Texas and Arizona CPS cases. Nothing that had anything to do with the case at hand. But she decided to put it on there. Let me tell you how she found out about that information, and then I'm gonna square away some stuff. She is a realtor. And with her being a realtor, she is able to pull people's records, whether they want them to or not. So not only did she pull my record, I wasn't trying to buy a house with her, and I didn't give her permission to do it. She says that they're open records, but not only did she pull it and put it on there, which had no relevance to this case, she also shared my information with her siblings. And you will see when their day comes and I show you their report against me, you will see that that same information is on theirs too, which means she pulled it and she told somebody, which goes against everything that she stands for as a realtor, because she is not supposed to share private information with other people, and she did. Keep going. In her paperwork, it says, respondent has threatened harm to myself, property, and my business. Threatened family, committed acts of violence to members of family. See August 25th, 2024 text. Mind you, she did not submit that particular text message to the courts, but she did, however, state it. Therefore, it was considered hearsay. While we were at court, I asked for the text. It was never presented. It's not in their evidence. So, needless to say, that's what she said. She said I harmed her business. The only thing that I did with regards to her business was that she was trying to quit her job, and she asked me to write her a letter helping her resign from her job. With regards to her real estate business, the only thing I did was that she asked me to do something for one of her clients who was getting ready to buy a house through her, and she knows that I am a tax preparer and I am I have my notary license. So of course she wanted me to do some stuff to make sure that her client's paperwork got passed through to buy a house. I don't see how that ruined her job. I don't see how I threatened it. She said I threatened her property, and yet she could not tell anybody the last time I came to her house. So I'm going to read this real quick. This is what I told them. Line item 2 on page 1. Ms. Lane states the reason for her protective order was because I committed family violence. It was my understanding that the person who requested a protective order for themselves is requesting it because they themselves have been a victim. I respectfully ask the court that they show acts of violence that I committed against Daisy. Now, I do want to let you know that her protective order against me was denied. Okay? She was one of 2 that protective orders against me and my daughter were denied. But this same judge denied my protective order on behalf of myself and my daughter against her. So when she did this protective order, now keep in mind, I want to show you the date of the protective order. The assault took place November the 8th. She did this on November the 20th. Okay? Let me get into why she did it. For those of y'all who knew, the family went on a cruise in December. And my daughter and I were supposed to be on that cruise. Well, thanks to this assault and the lies that they told in court, we were not allowed to go on this cruise. Keep in mind, Daisy Lane wasn't going on the cruise either. She None of her children nor her were on the boat. But she made it a point to file this eviction and stated all of that stuff. And it was so that I would not get, my daughter and I would not get on that boat. That's just, I mean, that's just all it is to it. Here is proof of that. See right here? The whole purpose behind her doing this was to coincide with her siblings and make sure we didn't get on that boat. What she asked the court to do was not to live on the house, not to visit or receive mail, to move out immediately, not attend family cruise or family reunion. Then she say, remove the utilities from my name immediately. Okay? Let me tell you what's wrong with that statement. They said that I was a what do you call it? First they said I was there and I wasn't paying rent when they were proven wrong on that. Then they said I was a squatter. If you're paying to stay there, you can't be a squatter. And she just clarified that I was living there and the utilities were in my name. Keep going. So she states in her little testimony here, I'm going to move this down because I don't want y'all to see her address again. Okay? She stated this. She was not injured. She didn't seek any medical care. There was no weapons involved, and she was not there. But keep in mind, this is what she's saying. On the 25th, by saying someone is going to get hurt, she is willing to die or go to jail, but threaten the lives of all owners. She texts, call, and will not allow anyone to come on the property. Okay. My exact words, and I am going to upload the text message so that you'll see what I'm saying is true. Because, of course, I screenshot a text message that I sent to all of them. Again, this is part of the evidence, and I am going to upload all of this to this folder. What I stated was, why are y'all doing this? This is not right. I said, you need to stop because someone is going to get hurt or someone is going to die. I let her know because of my medical records that I thought it was going to be me. And sure enough, that's what happened. I almost died twice because of them. I also stated, yes, I did state that. I said someone is going to die or someone is going to go to jail. And I did tell them, I am not afraid to die and I'm not afraid to go to jail. But I will not be going by myself. Now, whereas they tried to pin that as a threat, it was not a threat. I've come close to dying twice. So no, I'm not afraid to die. I did state that if I go to jail, I'm not afraid to go to jail. But I wasn't going to be going by myself. That was a true statement. That wasn't a threat. But of course, you know, that's all they had to go on. So of course they had to milk it. And that was just so I would not go on the cruise. And keep going. Now this August 24th text message, whatever, hearsay, she stated that I said all of this hoopla mess, which wasn't true. But according to her text message, I'm going to go to the August the 24th text message, and I'm going to show you that I stated, I'm not afraid to die, and I'm not afraid to go to jail, but y'all going to be going with me. And that was the truth. Now, I'll just upload it. But as you can see, here's the text messages, and you will see it says Daisy. on there, and you'll see a lot of my messages. See? See, this is how she talks. See, okay, Niecy, thank you. I'm so sorry I missed your call. And all of this stuff, but she's doing dirt any other time. So, let's keep going. On her documents, she says, respondent threatened or hurt you before. Yes. Okay. She's saying this happened on August the 24th. That I did this to her. Right? Threats and damage to the door of the laundry room. I called the Adult Protective Services and threatened her. Again, the laundry room is attached to the house that I reside in. Nobody but myself and my children resided in that house. Everything that was in that laundry room belonged to me. And I paid the electricity not only for myself, but all the houses on the property. So I should have a right to be able to tell somebody when they can come in and out of my house. Or correction, the house that I am living in. I have a right. That wasn't your stuff. So you can't have the crackhead and all the neighborhood prostitutes coming to do laundry on my dime using my laundry detergent, and I'm going to say something. I said what I said. No, you can't come in here. And that's just point blank, period. That's how this whole situation started. Again, let me go to the documents. Go to the documents. I believe in going to the documents. Daisy Lane said the reason why I filed a protective order against her and the reason why she's saying what she's saying is because on August the 28th, Daisy Lane and my mother came into my house and decided to barricade up walls. There was an unlawful restraint because the police did come out. They sat there and they boarded up all the external exits. They put screws in windows. They put screws in the doors from the outside, having me locked in, knowing my medical issues. By doing that, her and my mother created a fire hazard. And they were told this. That's why CPS was involved. That is why the restraining order was filed against her. And it was no big deal to them. They were told by the police what they were doing was wrong. What they were doing was against the law. Did it stop them? No. Not at all. It didn't stop them at all. They continued to do what they did. This is the picture when I said theft of electricity. The house was even flagged. They added this box onto my electricity. They made sure to attach it under the meter because then Reliant is no longer responsible. So that's why they did what they did. They took my mailbox down, and I did do theft of my mail tampering. I had to beg them for my mail. And when they decided to give me my mail, this is what they would do. This is what they would do. Just leave it out in the elements for anybody to take. And that's with the stuff that they decided to give me. They picked and chose what they wanted to give me. I'll do another picture with that when it's time for me to talk about Lawrence Darby. You'll see that. And it's in a video and it's in the message. Again, ridiculous. But I'm going to keep going. As I get to the pages, I still can't get this to print up. But that was one thing. So the last page of her document, she states, this is what she wants them to do. And it says, I am the owner with other applicants. Respondent is a squatter and has refused to move. Respondent has threatened family members and other owners. Respondent has filed false police reports to law enforcement or government entities regards the owners and the property. Made unlawful claims regarding the liability of the who habits the property. Respondent has committed criminal acts on the property to owners and their guests. Respondent has damaged the property, mailbox, and appliances. Respondent has caused undue stress and unrest to others who live on the property. Respondent has tampered with the utilities, causing the loss of food, income, safety, I don't know what the rest of this stuff is, and comfort. Respondent threatened to burn down the property. She made all of those statements. Let's go by one, okay? I damaged the property, the mailbox, and the appliances. How can I damage the property, mailbox, and appliances when I didn't even have access to the mailbox? They took mine down completely. Again, that video has Lawrence Darby in it, but I will be posting it so that you can see that they actually took my mailbox down. I didn't have access to any of my mail. And if I did have access to my mail, why would they be doing this to my mail? Secondly, respondent has caused undue stress and unrest to others who live there. Again, I'm the one that ended up in hospital for 7 weeks. I'm the one that had to suffer blood transfusions. I'm the one that almost died twice. But I caused them undue hardship. The only thing I caused undue hardship was because I exposed the illegal stuff that they're doing. That's why the house got flagged. Because they did a bunch of illegal building, plumbing, electrical work, and they tried to overstep the city. And when they forced me to pay those electricity bills for everybody on the property, I called Reliant and I told them, these are not my bills and I'm not going to pay it. They came out, they did research, they confirmed that it was illegal, they tagged the house. That's the hardship that I caused them because they had to pay for their dirty deeds. Stupid. Again, she did not want me in her paperwork. The sole purpose for her doing this was to make sure I did not go on the cruise that I had paid for. That's just point blank period. It's no other way around it. That's what she said. That's what she did. But needless to say, she thought she was doing something. When it was time for us to go to court, she stood before the judge and she swore to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and then she proceeded to lie. She did not show any evidence of when was the last time I had came to her house. She did not show any evidence. Now, she mentioned a text message, but she never showed it. I did. I had mine ready. But of course, their crooked lawyer made sure none of my evidence came to pass. So, as I said in the previous text message, there was no equal justice under the law here. I'm grateful that the judge denied her claim, but In court, the judge asked her. The only reason why she denied Daisy's claim against me and my daughter was in her paperwork. She said she was not present, she did not get harmed, and she did not go to the doctor. That's the only reason why. And the judge said out loud, I would have been able to sign this into order, but you stated that you weren't harmed. So that was pretty much telling her, oh, I would have been able to do this for you, but I couldn't because you in your own words stated that you wasn't there and you didn't get harmed. These people lied. She voluntarily gave out my information without my permission. She filed a bogus protective order against me and my daughter. And for what? For what? Here is the evidence for the unlawful restraint. These are the people that came out. But this is the unlawful restraint, dated just 3 days after my birthday. This is one that has harassment. This is the assault. And again, I'm going to be putting these this, you can see her and my mother. This door led to the garage, which is a fire exit. As you can see, they are boarding it up. They have taken, this was a door that led from the kitchen going into the living room. They took that door off. They left all of this trash on the floor, as you can see. This is the door leading to the laundry room. They boarded it up. This is them. Okay? They took, when I told you that they took the breaker out of the breaker box that controlled the air conditioner. This was the temperature in the house right after the storm. 90 degrees. As you can see, that's them doing this. That's Daisy and Joyce Alexander. Barricading the house. Nails. Going down the doors. That's the other unlawful. That's another one for harassment. So who was really in the wrong here? Who was really the one doing the damage? Help me understand. I told myself I was not going to edit these videos. I'm just going to get on here and tell it like it is. Just, I'm going to say what needs to be said. Electricity bills. That was $913, $806. $1014, $857. $1112, $1,500. $12/1, the next month. $1,900. I didn't live there. I was a squatter. You tell me. As I showed you, everything to her case against me, it was bogus. It was brought on by lies. She then said in court to the judge that I was calling people and harassing them and harassing other family members on Facebook. You guys can look and see when the last time I was on Facebook before this. Another thing, if I did all of this stuff to her, if I threatened her, if I harassed her, and I did all of this stuff, why did she wait to file against me? Why did she wait to file out a retaliation against me? She didn't ask for anything for her. If you look at it, she said what she wanted the judge to do was to prevent me from going on the cruise and to our family reunion. That don't sound like somebody that's being a threat. That doesn't sound like, and her case was dropped. It was denied because she lied. She went against her vows as a realtor and a notary by sharing my information with other people without my permission, by even pulling my reports without my permission. Now, mind you, if she had a bona fide case, then I could see her doing it. But this is the same individual with text messages. Now, mind you, if you look at this date, this is the first time I actually filed a protective order against all of them. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me try to bring it back. So, see? That's my protective order against all of them. I am literally sitting in the office filing this protective order. Okay? This was a letter that I had sent out to all of them. All 7 of them. And it says, well, I'm going to say that for my mom. For when I do the one against my mother. I'll save that for later. So yeah, I'm pretty much finished with this. I think I've shown enough stuff to corroborate what I'm saying. I wish I was able to share my video because, let me see if I can get it to play. Let me see if I can get it to play. Give me just a second. I'm going to try to see if I can turn it so that you can see it. But this was the actual video. Let me see if I can turn it so you can see it. Y'all gotta excuse me. I was in the middle of making